Hi everybody, it's good to be back. High hopes here, of course. Some of you may know I had some teeth pain, some issues there going on, so that's why I've been gone for a little bit. But I'm back, ready to catch you guys up on all the latest news if you haven't been keeping up in other sources, and a few special things I know you probably haven't heard of before. Speaking of which, that's one of the first things I want to talk about. I want to talk about Autism Father, who, if you're not aware, he's a wonderful creator. Actually, I don't know if creator is the right word. I don't know if he makes content in that sense, but we'll say he's a server owner, and obviously he has autism, hence the name. But he does something really cool. He runs a server for children with autism or young adults with autism, and is a huge, wonderful part of the Minecraft community, and is doing a wonderful thing there. But the reason that I'm bringing him up today is because he's released something for the community. Yeah, it's Better Logs. So I'm just going to read off here real quick, give you a little description of what it is. Minecraft's logs do not record items renamed in an anvil. Contents written onto a sign or anything put into a book. These are huge security flaws, and trolls know it. Pardon me. So what he's talking about here is when you put up a sign on in Minecraft or you use a book and quill, nothing captures what is written there natively in the game. There's nothing base wise or currently actively used to record that information. And so that's a security issue because that's an easy way for people to be harassed, to be victimized, to be bullied, to be mistreated, and that's not okay. And that's one of the reasons that Autism Father does what he does. So this information needs to be recorded and visible in console. Console being the administrative side of things. With better logs, staff can watch the full contents of these actions as well as sign placements as they happen via console access, or be able to go back anytime to look up this data in the server logs. Improve your logs to catch troll activity with better logs. So essentially what they're saying is, uh, if somebody is placing a sign or using a book and quill, a staff member can see what's happening, where it's happening, and can even check in past. So it's not like they have to catch it in the moment. Some of the features, items named, renamed, and anvils are recorded in the server logs. Sign contents along with the world and XYZ, I'm assuming coordinates are recorded in the server logs. Book contents on edit and signed books are recorded in the server logs, and real-time alerts can be sent via in-game chat to staff with appropriate permissions. And then some of the permissions involved, just place the jar file in your plugins folder and reload your server, and then some of the resources, more about that. So there's a link here. You can learn more about AutoOurCraft, what Autism Father is doing there. There's a PayPal donation, and then his Patreon, which I want to take a moment. I'm not normally going to talk about, people's Patreon or things of that nature, but I do want to talk, hashtag non-sponsored. I don't think I need to throw that out there, but just in case, I do want to talk about people like Autism Father or AutoCraft, where it's not about the creator themselves, and it's more about the content being created here. So just a quick heads up, so you can see, about AutoCraft. TED Talk, how I use Minecraft to help kids with autism, if you want more information there. It's the first Minecraft server for children with autism and their families. It goes into why he started it. I saw a parent after parent posting on social media, do you have a child with autism that loves Minecraft? Would they be willing to play with my child? These parents are all reaching out because they were tired of seeing their children being bullied on the servers that they tried. Their children were breaking their keyboards, crying, and feeling terrible. They felt powerless to help, so AutoCraft was my way of helping. So, that's it in a nutshell. It's a place for people with autism and family members of these kids to play together safely without risk of harassment and fear and judgment. And there's tons of stuff. If you look into this and into what he's doing, you'll find out it's a great thing. So even if you don't necessarily have autism or you don't know anybody with autism, but you want to help support, I highly recommend you do. If you can't do a monthly thing, like I said, previous link has the PayPal donation. But wonderful thing going on there. And either way, it's fantastic of Autism Father to share that better logs with us, so that way you server owners out there have a better way of of taking care of those type of issues, and you should be aware of those issues. Moving on, 9.8.21, we had a Java snapshot. And the big thing here I want to talk about is the Elytra Gliding. I'm sure you've already heard about this. News spreads pretty quickly over hot button issues like this one. So this is just the article written by Henrik Kneinberg. I'm not for sure on how to say that now, I realize. Anyways, but New World Generation is available for testing. Quick note about the Bedrock version here. Heads up on if you want to try these out, there's some risks to it, things to remember. You can get some beautiful shots of the scenery. And then here's where it's really talking about the Elytra and all that good noise there. But that's what I want to talk about. Bunch of stuff going on here. But the thing that I'm wanting to... Okay, it looks like he just updates that snippet every time. This is the big part that I want to talk about, is the Elytra. A lot of people I saw had concerns. I've heard a few different people now that, it's been a few weeks since that change has happened. And end of the day, guys, like, it's okay. I know a lot of you like the speed of the Elytra and you're worried about, rocket usage. And we do need to get things caught up and better. And the big thing here is what it's saying is, if you glide with the Elytra, that doesn't take damage. If you use rockets, it takes damage. So the only time your Elytra now takes damage is when using a rocket. And it means that the speed that you get from using that has been adjusted only with the rocket boost again. So when you're gliding and you're not using rockets, it's no different. And that's going to help with flying faster than the train loads, which helps with lag and chunk loading and issues of that nature. So all in all, I think it's a wonderful thing. I'm glad they're doing it, and I think everybody just should be a little bit more appreciative of these little tweaks. And minecarts, let's get those sped up. If we're gonna complain about something, let's not worry about something like this. Let's worry about trying to get some more parity, trying to get a better game. Minecraft beta 1.17.30.25 for Bedrock. This one has several crash fixes and fixed invisible blocks in the end. Otherwise, that's about it there. So nice quick little just bloop little tanky little beta. And then we have the Dev Diaries community collaborations. This was the video featuring Agnes, Henrik, and then Cameron. And this is one of the things that I like about with Mojang is we've seen Agnes a lot in a lot of the videos. She's been very active. She's very active on Twitter. Henrik, you've probably seen a little bit. Very active again on Twitter, and you've probably seen some of his stuff. Seen him in a few of the videos popped up. But I believe this is the first time we're seeing Cameron in one of the videos. I don't know how active he is on Twitter, but it's awesome to see them incorporating different people of the team. Feel like we're getting to know different members of the team. But the big thing with this video here is they're talking about the personal contact and adaptability that's provided because of the interaction between us, the community, and the devs. And that's wonderful because it allows them to adapt a little bit better. It allows them to have better interaction with us and them, so that way they can adjust things quicker on the fly. They find information from a variety of areas, social media, so Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, public servers. Henrik goes on to mention that he gets into personal public servers and talks to people directly, sometimes as himself, sometimes as just a regular player. And so he's getting a diverse input from a variety of people. So more than likely, if you've expressed your thought anywhere out there, somebody is picking it up. And if other people are having that same thought and having the similar discussion, it's a lot more likely to be heard. So it's always good to be sharing your thoughts with others and promoting what you think, regardless of where you play. If you're a creator yourself like me, making content like this, sharing the thoughts there. If you make videos on your gameplay like Prowl, you can see over there in my recommended if you're watching this on YouTube. So, but even if you don't do any kind of content, if you're just a player who hops on public servers and that's your maximum interaction, well, this should be a reassurance to you that that's still an option and that you're still going to be heard. So I think that's wonderful. Open to different players wanting different things. So they talk a little bit about how Some, like the Phantom, for example. Phantom is a hot button issue, or combat. Some say Phantom was good, some say it's bad, some say we should have never changed combat, some say it's great that they changed combat. Everybody's got different preferences and styles, different ways they think the game should be going. And so it's wonderful that they're able to get such a diverse range of feedback, and they really take all that into consideration when making their changes. They don't just go, well, this is the loudest group, so let's do what they want. They really try to find ways to balance that, and I think that's shown in the fact that most things can be done different ways. Very few things in Minecraft have to be done a set and specific way. Usually there's more than one way to go about or achieving something. Common themes across groups. They talk about how that's one of the things they've noticed is, across different groups, whether that's on the social media or play styles, a lot of times there's a theme to what players are really wanting. And a lot of times that's how they can help decide what should be pushed and changed. Sorry, I realize I'm moving around a lot and I don't really know how well my volume's doing. So hopefully I'm doing okay there. We'll see this back in feedback. But they want to provide reassurances to the team along the way. It provides reassurances to the team along the way. So that's one of the perks that they're talking about, is because they're able to keep iterating with these snapshots, with the experimental snapshots, with the betas. They're able to get a lot of input, and so it's not like they're making this huge change and then have no clue how we're gonna react. Are we gonna love it? Are we gonna hate it? They don't know. This lets them kind of find out, and if something breaks severely, they don't have to wait until final release to find that out. They have, all of you, millions of bug testers, sorry about that, and checkers and decoders. So that's fantastic. It's concise and extra detailed. I just think they do a great job of communicating their points across and giving us plenty of information. And I really enjoyed this dev diary. I like a lot of them, but I think this one really stood out for me personally. I highly recommend you give that a watch. And of course, I'll have all the links down below in the description, whether this is on YouTube or if you listen to this and your favorite podcast player. Doesn't matter. You'll have everything you need there. We have another beta, 1.17.40.20. This one was written by Jay Wells, our community manager. Some known issues: BNES generated too frequently in the world. Okay. Clouds now appear at Y level 192. Lots of biome tweaks. Or distribution better matches Java snapshot. Improved world visibility. No longer get a glimpse of the sky at the end of the tunnels. So essentially, when you're like going through the ground, or if you're going up some stairs, you're not gonna have that glitch where you see the sky up above instead of seeing what you should be seeing in game. Geodes less likely to generate in strongholds, and if they do, they will not destroy end portals. Villagers no longer spam doors, which is a fantastic thing. Some of the highlights were biome tweaks, or distribution, world visibility, geodes, and thankfully villagers will stop slamming their doors left and right. 1.17.30. Now this is quick clarification right now. This is not a beta. This is a update that was released 2 days ago to your game. So if you've already updated, hopefully it's been patched or it's not too serious. But I want to throw out real quickly that Foxy No Tail in his Discord gave an announcement, a warning about this update, that it has several bugs and the update should be avoided. He has a way for you to roll back if you're playing on PC. If you're not playing on PC, I'm not aware exactly how many options you have. I know the consoles, at least in my experience, have always just forced an update when it's available. So hopefully it's not too terrible for you, but I just want to give you that quick heads up. And if you want more information, just go ahead and click that link I'll have for you to get over to Foxy No Tail's Discord. But anyways, some things that they've done is added a game rule concerning respawn blocks and explosions. So things like respawn anchors and beds. Essentially, this means that you can change it so they don't explode. So if you're making like a custom map or something like that, you can have a little more control over how things work. Corner mode. Corner mode is used with the detect button in save mode to define the area to save. It will only detect corner blocks with the same name as a structure being saved. Elaborate on that much more. I don't have any experience in the creative or structure block area. So if you know more about that and want to share, I would love to hear about it. Of course, there's always links on how to get a hold of me down in the description. We got some experimental features, including updated achievement button and move to main menu and pause screen. Monster spawning now only spawns in complete darkness. Balanced ability for players to light up new, larger caves and make them safe from monster spawning. This only affects block light, not skylight. I think it's wonderful that we're going to be able to use a single torch to light up the game. I think that's very helpful. I think that the torch spam has been a big issue for a lot of players and a lot of builders, especially, for a long time. I think this also works good for explorers. You know, if you want to explore but keep it more on the safe side, you know, you need less lighting blocks, you need less torches to keep yourself safe on your travels. And if you want to explore underground now with the changes, you can do that as well, a lot safer without having to worry as much. So I think that's just a fantastic thing all around. Added multi-noise generation for the caves. Fixes. There were a few. The two that to me mattered the most are cartographers will now only give maps to undiscovered monuments. That one to me is a big one. And then there was one about collecting fish axolotl with a bucket no longer immediately releases them. So to me, that's the two big ones there. As you can see, there's a whole lot of other stuff. Gas can no longer spawn in less than a 5x4x5 area. You know, all sorts of different stuff there. Stuff regarding blocks, like cave vines can now be pollinated by bees. And tons of things, you know, items, audio, accessibility. And that's one of the reasons it's good to not just listen and also actually check out a lot of these pages, because I don't go through all of this. I just give you a quick few highlights that I feel are worth mentioning and talking about. But if you click on these release change logs, the links that I always provide, you're going to be able to see every single little detail. So if that's something that interests you, I highly recommend that. But moving along again, Marketplace, their partnership with Gamemode 1, they released a new map. You have the luck of the sea. Live out your fisherman dreams, catching, selling, and collecting unique fish. It's a free seaside story map by, like I said, Gamemode 1, designed for the small screen. So another one that's designed for mobile. I'll of course be giving this a go through. I'm also probably gonna do a recap of the Emerald Tycoon, and I think based on my experience with that one, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play this live on stream, and we'll see how that goes. And then I'm gonna do a video once it's finished, recapping it and kind of talking about, you know, things that I like, things I didn't like, things you should know about, and just getting a little bit of, you know, feedback on that. I hope you guys will enjoy that. But that's something I have coming up, so make sure you keep your eyes on all the spaces. I'll let you know when that's happening. A quick notification here from the Dungeons team that Dungeons, as of yesterday, was released for Steam. So that's fantastic. Another way to more people who can now join, and so that's wonderful. So this is the changes coming for the 1.18. As you can see here, deep slate, lots of it. But also, more importantly, copper ore now generates between up to Y96 instead of stopping at Y64. Jet nests now generate correctly. Players are able to activate Elytra while gliding upwards, so that's a new one. We'll see how much of a difference that makes us, instead of having to just be able to go down to activate that gliding aspect. Non-fireproof mobs now avoid pathing through fires, so that's good. Might make some new mob farms. I'm curious to see how that'll go. You know, wither skeletons, I don't know if they're fireproof or not, so I don't know if they would adjust their pattern of movement that way. But skeletons certainly would in the soil valleys. Fossils are now much more likely to generate in and destroy structures. And again, there I'm assuming structures meaning generated structures, because such things like the fossils generate at the creation of the world. So you're not going to have a fossil all of suddenly, you know, 10 days in pop up and wreck your house. You shouldn't have to worry about anything like that. And again, another friendly reminder, Minecraft is always doing these bi-monthly build challenges. So that means there's 2 challenges a month. Highly recommend you check those out. Get involved with that. This one was a pirate one, as you can see from the background there. This was written by Lindsay S. First place going to Sonya, and looks like she did an awesome big old like a galleon. I want to say. I'm not sure. It's a big old pirate ship. It looks like it might even looks like she did some terrain there, and it looks like the sails might even be on fire. I'm not for sure if they're supposed to be on fire or if it's just part of the aesthetic of having some red in there, but it looks really cool. Really big. Lava Lamp Gaming 7 came in second place with, ooh, nice. Looks like they went into a cave, like a giant aquifer instead of giant hollow cave. And got a little pirate town going with a few different ships there. And then Cia underscore Tide delivered on third place. And nice lagoon lake space with some pirate town going along the side of the cliff there. Awesome stuff. So again, highly recommend you guys give that a check out. Once again, Autism Father, wonderful things going on there. If you're a server owner, definitely check out the better logs. If you're worried about the latest update, Foxy No Tails Discord, highly recommend you check that out. I've been High Hopes. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I hope you found it useful. It's great to be back. Thanks for taking the time. Y'all take care now.